Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Mindful Morning from Tennessee. It's a recorded episode again. I'm sorry it's not live. Don't have the best internet connection. But I wanted to talk today about the difference between coaching and therapy, because this is a question that I get asked a lot. What is coaching? How is it different from therapy? Also, there are a lot of misconceptions about what coaching is. Unfortunately, we are a young profession in the grand scheme of things. We're only about 30 years old. So there are not by law regulations yet for coaches, which means anybody out there can call themselves a life coach, which is kind of scary because coaching is a really powerful process to go through. But you do want to make sure that if you decide to go through it, you have a good coach. So that's what this episode is about. So first of all, what is coaching? Coaching is a process of self-discovery. What is possible for me in my personal and professional potential? It's taking people to the highest levels of performance and life satisfaction through increasing awareness, overcoming blockages that we all have, self-limitations we put on ourselves, and taking conscious action to live that most meaningful, rich, fulfilling kind of life that you really want. As opposed to a life lived on autopilot or a life of self-imposed limitations. So coaching works with you if you are already functioning normal. You're not dealing with any kind of mental health issues. You're functioning normal and you want to take things to the next level. A therapist is restoring mental health, restoring normal functioning. You go to a therapist if you have a psychological disorder or if you just feel like you're not functioning normal in your everyday life. Maybe you've been through a trauma or abuse or you're dealing with addiction, but a therapist will help you restore yourself to normal functioning again. Now, a lot of coaches and therapists are starting to work hand in hand now, which is pretty cool, especially treatment centers. A client will go through treatment, and when they have successfully completed treatment, they're functioning normal, the therapist will pass the ball over to a life coach to help that client after they leave treatment to keep moving forward, to keep rebuilding their life. So, coaching is a really great preventative measure from any kind of relapse or relapse of abnormal functioning. But we don't work with mental illness. If you have a mental illness or you feel like you're not functioning normal and you'd like to engage in coaching, a good professional coach will insist that you also be in active therapy in order to do so. So, you know, the overlap, the confusion happens, I think, because we still deal with problems. They're just different kinds of problems, right? Everybody has problems, whether you have good mental health or not. We all have our own issues, our own self limitations. And so we do deal with problems. But it's things like, stress, fear, self doubt, navigating life transitions. If you've just left a career or you're starting a new career, or maybe you've just come out of a big relationship and you want to navigate these life transitions skillfully, or if you want to get beyond your own habits and patterns that are holding you back from achieving a goal, like a health goal or a career goal or relationship goal, any goal really, you would go to a coach. So, some tips for you if you are considering a coach. First of all, the question people ask me is, do I need a coach? Sure. Yeah. Everybody can use a coach. There's nothing wrong with you to go to a coach. You go to a coach because you want to be proactive in the way that you're living your life. But if you're looking for a coach, there are a couple tips that I really recommend. First of all, every coach has their own orientation, their own approach to coaching, just like a therapist would. There are many models of therapy out there. So you want to find a coach that you're on board with their approach and that you really feel like you have a good coaching relationship. Coaching is a collaborative process. If a coach is out there just giving you advice on and telling you how to live, that's not coaching. A coach assumes that because you are functioning normally, you are in the best position to know how you should live your life, how you want to live your life. So we help you figure out what you want, and then we hold you accountable to those goals that you set. And then we use models that are behavioral models that are supported from psychology, like cognitive behavioral therapy, or there's all sorts of solution-focused therapies, all sorts of models that are adapted for the coaching purposes. We use those to help you go through, get beyond your self limitations in order to achieve those things you've set for yourself. So it's not advice giving. Okay. And the second thing is you really want to work, I think, with a coach who is certified through the International Coach Federation. I think that's really important. As I said, coaching is a young profession. There is, by law, no regulations. However, there is a concerted effort within the profession to have professional standards and ethics, and the International Coach Federation is the federation that is recognized across the world for professional coaching. So if you go to a coach who is ICF certified, you know that coach has gone through a certain standard of training and ethics. They've gone through a certain number of hours of on-the-job training and supervision before they have been able to call themselves a coach. So those are my couple of tips for you if you're interested in coaching and you're not working with me, or you'd like to work with somebody else. If you have any questions about coaching or the difference between coaching and therapy, please leave a comment here, and I'll try and answer those. Also, share this with others, of course. I want to make sure that if you're interested in having a coach, you have all of the information, you really know what it is, so that you can go find yourself the best coach possible for you. Okay, guys, have a great weekend, and I'll see you all on Monday.